What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Got the hat that says it. Uh, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Tonight we have um, another couple, one of my favorites. When I thought about doing BluTuber couples, this was the first one I thought of, and they end up being actually the last one to get on. But life gets in the way sometimes. I was actually supposed to be at one time in Tampa doing this live, but I'm glad we're making this happen. I see we got some people in the chat, so I will pull up the monkey to the two collectors with the strongest relationship bond in every video. Vinegar syndrome makes you look like you need a vacation, or just pull up a couple of chairs and join KB for the conversation. We got Brian Goes Blue and Coco too joining us. How's
Hey
it
guys,
going?
how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. How are you this evening?
Pretty good.
Good. We're excited. We're finally here. I feel like we've been trying to schedule this for so long.
I know, right? It was like, oh, I might come for, Thanksgiving, and it just went from there.
Yeah.
But I mean, Brian, I've been watching your channel and watching you on live streams for a while now.
Thank you.
Coco, I'm so happy to see you getting in with the Lost Girls and everything. So it's great to have you both here with me tonight.
It's great being here.
So, as always, we like to start with a non-movie question. Then we'll get into movie stuff, collecting, that kind of stuff. The chat always has something good to say, so we're going to start there and see who's joining us tonight. And then we will end, as we always do, with the 5 takes. So who's joining us? We got Adrian James saying hello. Thanks for joining us, as always. We got The View with Drew. Hey, what's up to you? We got Bob. This is really sweet. I read it before. Coco and Brian are the best. Great people. Underrated channel. I agree. Awesome out of the theater reactions. I watched 65 today.
Thanks.
The outtakes, best part.
Oh, yeah.
And even better friends. And they love horror movies. We'll talk about that. Can't wait for this. Thanks for joining us, Bob.
Aww.
We got Fish joining us, saying hello and hello to everyone in the chat. And he is right. Well said. Well said. We got Michelle in the house. What's going on, lady?
Hey, Michelle.
We got Ms. A.
Hey, Mizzy.
What's going on? Walter Jones in. I watched your video today too on his recent haul. So thanks for joining us tonight. Saying hi to everyone. We got Sean joining us, saying good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Holland Oates, salute as always, joining us in the chat.
Yep. Always the first to comment on the videos.
I really want to know, does he just keep notifications for everybody? As soon as he sees the chat, it's like, pew,
right?
Just goes right to it.
I don't know, because he digs in hard with the comments too, because he knows what's in the video. So
yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I know as a live streamer, content creator, I appreciate those people who always show up in the chat. People like him and Adrian, a whole bunch of other people. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are.
Yep.
Benicio, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining us. Robert makes the cut from Cali. Kind of early for you, but thanks for joining us anyway. Who else? People saying hi. Oh, Stephen Wilson. What's good? Thanks for joining us. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Thanks for the shout, he says. Hey, I'm home in the day, so if I'm not watching a movie, I'm on the tube. So I'm definitely there. We got Kayla joining us. OMG, their collection looks so organized. I something tells me Brian has a lot to do with that.
Oh, we did it together, actually.
We do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We just reorganized it, actually.
Yeah, we just did a total revamp.
Yeah, she's right. It looks awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got Michael joining us. Hello, sir. All right, we'll put a pin in that right there, and we'll get started with the questions. So I'm going to start off with Coco, ladies first. So how did Courtney become Coco?
Oh, that's a good question. It actually started with my family. I have nieces and nephews, and my nieces couldn't actually say Courtney when they were babies. So they started calling me Coco, and then my family started calling me Coco. And I guess with social media, I kind of put that out there instead of my first name, even though I don't care. It's interchangeable now. I don't mind what anyone calls me. But it's really, it's cool because, you know, my family calls me that. And now to hear like people in this, you know, friends in this community call me that, it's really nice. I don't know. It kind of feels like home.
Yeah.
In a way. So
and
yeah,
it's like
really
you got a
simple.
moniker all of a sudden too.
Yeah. And it's just kind of caught on all these years. So now there really isn't anyone that calls me Courtney anymore unless it's at work, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think some member of your family made a comment in a chat during the live stream. It might have been like the first episode of The Lost Girls. And I was like, so that's her name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
But
deep
just
fan,
thinking persona wise, is there a difference between the two, or you're just Coco?
Not really. I mean, I'm just Coco all around for friends and family. You know, I don't really get into this too much. You know, with our videos and whatnot, I've touched on it, but it was always my passion to be a singer, and I'm a songwriter. I play guitar. So if I was ever gonna make it big, which, you know, I've tried to do, that was probably going to be my stage name, if you will. So I guess there is kind of a two sides to it.
We're learning new things already. I like this.
Yes.
Brian, were you going to add something to that?
No.
Oh,
I just wanted to say that like a lot of people don't know that her actual name is Courtney unless they are like deep fans, you know?
Right.
Well,
we don't share it too often.
All right.
Unless they watch the conversation.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to put you on full screen because I want to ask Brian this question.
Okay.
So how did the two of you meet?
Oh, how do we meet? You really want to know this one?
We've said this on camera before, so just, yeah.
We met on Tinder.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How long ago was that now?
3.5 years about.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then we started dating like about a month after we met, and then about 6 months after that, I moved in with her, and then we kind of just moved her apartment down to a bigger apartment in the same complex, and here we are.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
We kind of got lucky on there because you know how it is on there. It's kind of like, you know, people talk about how crazy it is, but I don't know. We grew up in the same area. We have a lot of the same memories growing up and stuff like that, but we never knew each other. Our paths definitely crossed along the way numerous times. We've kind of talked through that, and you know, it's kind of crazy. We've even known people.
Yeah, we know about some of the same situations that have happened at certain places and stuff too. In the Tampa area.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I spent about 3 to 4 years in my early 20s living down there between Orlando and then also St. Pete, Tampa area.
Yeah.
So those Friday nights, Ybor City. Things like that.
You know about that.
Oh yeah. And I know the trouble you could get into also.
Oh yeah.
What's going on? Let's see. People been checking in. I've been asking everyone. Brian, Coco, what is your collection number at? Good question.
I'm gonna say 4,000 or 5,000 at this point. We don't scan ours. We should.
Yeah.
We need to get it into one of those collection apps. But
do you remember what number it was at when I wrote it down for you that one time? Because it's gone crazy since then.
Yeah. I was talking with Floyd House Flicks the other day about different apps. Like he uses My Movie Pro. I know a lot of people use CLZ. I use the blu-ray.com My Movies app, and they all have some way to scan. The thing I like about the Blu-ray app is that it's, you know, it's international. So if you have like something from Cinema Museum or Kimchi or something like that, or, you know, you got a bunch of UK stuff, it's going to scan in all the same, which is really cool.
That is cool because we do have a lot of Region B stuff.
And we have a big move coming up, so we'll probably do that after our move when we have to put this all back together.
Yeah, I moved here in January, and I need to do that with my collection too.
Yeah.
Michelle thought your name was actually Coco. Hey, let's run with that. Let's just run with that.
Right? I'm fine with it.
We got Brother Dell joining us. What's up, my man?
Here we go.
Hey, Del.
We got Mika joining us. What's
Hey,
going
Michelle.
on?
What's up, Mika?
We got Cody in the house. What's up, my friend?
Hey,
Cody?
Cody.
He needs to get on here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Thank you, sir. As always, as always. Yep, that is awesome about the songwriting.
Thank you.
And I got that one. I got the scoop.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. People
Oh,
enjoy
nice.
that. This is my daughter, by the way. I always say that. She says, as for me and my house, we support Tinder.
I thought that was your daughter. I watched the conversation with your kids, and I was like, I think that's one of his daughters.
Yeah. So I'm KB. My wife is technically KB now, and she's KB. So hence the name.
The third.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It's a cute name. Yes, they are. Definitely legit. Definitely relationship goals. So, Brian, what's up, Brian?
What's
what is
up?
a movie you both agree you absolutely hate? Think about that, because that might have something to do with your 5 takes. We'll come back to that one.
Yep.
Let's go back to Coco for another question. Were you into like movie watching as heavily as you are now before you met Brian, or collecting at all?
Not as heavily, no. Nowhere
Mhm.
near. I always say when we first met, I had my own solid little collection. Definitely, it was the bulk of it was Disney. And I always, I had a Disney movie club
Yep.
account, membership, if you will. So I collected all of those. It was funny because with that, I wanted all the slipcovers. Like I was really big. I was always big on that.
Yep.
And then I had a pretty hefty DVD collection, and I started collecting Blu-ray. But I wouldn't say it was anything crazy. Maybe like 100 titles or something. Nothing crazy. Definitely always loved movie watching, TV shows, going to the movies. But when I met Brian, my whole world changed. Like I always say, he opened my eyes up to this whole new world with like boutique label. I had no idea 3 years ago what any of this stuff was. And now I'm like this seasoned, I could tell you anything, probably not as much as him, but a lot more than I did know. So
you could say you're a seasoned vet.
Yes. I'm so grateful to him for that, because like I would never have dove into this without him. So and now it's something we love together, you know.
That's the awesome part. I love that part, because there's so many, I know, just as content creators ourselves, there's so many of us that, you know, we love movies, we love collecting, and significant other, no interest.
Right.
You know, they might tag along to a movie every once in a blue moon, but that's it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you guys, like, you're on this journey together. You got your tees that you rock when you go to the movie.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I love that.
Yeah, it's all genuine and authentic too. I mean, like, you know,
don't get me wrong. You have your own Wizard of Oz collection, and you have a big old Harry Potter collection.
Yeah, that stuff.
You got your own collections too.
I was just thinking straight movies, but yeah, I'm a huge. I was always a huge collector of things. So
that's my wife's favorite is Wizard of Oz. So
yeah,
she's got the Barbie collections.
Yeah.
Every release, I try to get it for her. So
Yep.
That's awesome.
I remember
you mentioned Disney. And that brings us to something which surprised me. You know, every once in a while, I'll solicit people, hey, I got so-and-so coming on a conversation. Do you have a video question to do for them? But this one came unsolicited, and I was happily surprised. So,
hey guys, Movie Buff Grant over here. You guys may remember me from KB Loves Movies back in September. And I got 2 questions for Brian Goes Blue and Coco 2. For Coco, what is your favorite Disney movie since the 100th anniversary is coming up? And Brian, how long have you been collecting Vinegar Syndrome boutique labels? That is my questions. KB, I hope we get to continue collabing with each other very soon. And Brian and Coco, you're my favorite couple from day one. That's all. Take care.
Shout out to Grant.
Oh, Grant.
Oh, Grant, we love you so much.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was
That was
great.
fun. He surprised me with that. And I was like, oh, I didn't ask anyone, but, you know, I'm happily surprised. Thank you.
Yeah, he reached out to me too, and he's like, I have a surprise when you guys are on the conversation. And we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. So, favorite Disney?
My favorite Disney. I'm gonna have to go with Beauty and the Beast. It's been my favorite since I was 2 years old. We've been diving into home videos from my childhood, and every video I'm wearing something Beauty and the Beast, or I'm rocking something Beauty and the Beast, stuffed animals, or whatever. Yeah, that's always been my favorite. I love it.
Yeah. I've probably been collecting Vinegar Syndrome since they began as a label. Just haven't been collecting every single thing from the get-go. We've only been subscribers for, I think this is the 3rd consecutive year right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
cool. So you're both into horror movies, especially. I think Bob said that earlier. But I was wondering, Brian, who got you into the genre? I'm assuming it was like when you were a younger kid or teenager.
Probably my uncle. He would show me some horror movies like Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre were like 2 of the first ones that he would show me. I was real young too. Probably 7 or 8 years old watching those movies. And I remember my mom, we had some friends over. My mom just let us watch, it was not really a horror movie, but sci-fi, Total Recall. She would just let us watch that with our buddies when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And then some of the kids would go back to their house and talk about how they saw naked women in the movie and stuff like that. So get my mom in trouble.
With 3.
Yeah, with 3, yeah. Got my mom in trouble for that one.
I'm sure she enjoyed that conversation with those parents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. We got some people checking in. What's up, lady? I think Bob says it best here. He says, hi, hope you're doing better. Glad to hear you are. Drew says, what's a movie you feel gets bashed for the dumbest reason?
Gets bashed.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Think about it and come back to it if you have to.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, here's one you probably know a lot quicker. What's your most rare or expensive film in your collection?
You probably know that better than me.
Probably I'm looking back at the Arrow stuff. I mean, I got the Blood Hook from Vinegar Syndrome. That's like that goes for $200. But I also have the Hellraiser Scarlet box up there. And that's the first 3 Hellraiser movies on Arrow Video, and that goes for a pretty penny too. Nothing that really goes that much higher. She has the Wizard box from Harry Potter. It's a huge box, and that thing's a few $100, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely more than
that.
That was Tony Basement Blues first unboxing video.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
And I also remember you being the person that broke Harry Potter's losing streak.
Yes.
on 4K D-Ray's battle. It's like somebody won with Harry Potter.
Yep. Very proud of that to be me.
It was like, stop the show. We need a moment.
Yes.
That was so cool. The monkey has a question. This is long. Since Shelley Duvall is back in films now, I didn't know that. Do you think Vinegar Syndrome will be releasing Shelley's family film Frog on 4K in the near future? And happy Earth Day. Thank you.
Huh. I'm not sure. I've never heard of Frog before. The only Frog movie I've heard of is Frogs, the plural one. But haven't heard of Frog. But I mean, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Severin also has a Severin Kids line. They sometimes put out child movies that are kind of obscure like that too. So I could see them doing something like that.
You know what I would love to see come out on that line? Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater.
Yeah.
I used to love that. And if no one's ever checked that out, definitely go check it out. It scared me when I was a child, but now it's so intriguing to me.
Wasn't that
very?
It was on HBO or something? Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
I used to rent the tapes from the library and watch them like that, but yeah.
That sounds like something to check out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cody says Beauty and the Beast is awesome. One of his favorites. First movie he saw in the theaters. Oh,
Cool.
wow.
That's cool.
It's been so long since I've seen Fairy Tale Theater. There you go. Hey, J. Rick. What's up, Jodo? What up, what up? Jennifer's Body gets a bunch of hate because of Megan Fox. That is one of the movies. It's it's like I have this list of movies that I feel I should have seen already, but I haven't, and different people have recommended it to me. So that's on my list, and I'm just gonna have this thing called So I Watched That, and just review it after I watch it. So I'm looking forward to finally checking that out. You would think cishet male Megan Fox, I would have seen it, but
I need to give it a revisit because I don't like it that much because of Megan Fox.
About that. Yeah, that's one that you don't really care for too much.
Yeah.
We got Kenny Levels in the house. What's up?
What's up, Ken?
Going back and forth, talking about now Beauty and the Beast and Jennifer's Body. Yeah, definitely a fast-growing fan base with that movie. It's like a new generation of like movie watchers discovered it, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coco, when did you first start to join Brian in his videos and streams and stuff?
So when was that? Was that in 2020?
Yeah.
Whenever our first video was together.
It was like September or October 2020. We wanted to get settled into our place and everything. And I had been kind of out of the YouTube loop for a while because I had done YouTube for years before.
Yeah.
And then when I wanted to start the channel back up, and I wanted her to be a part of it, so we just kind of decided to team up together and do that.
Yeah, it was always our goal to get the collection together like this because the way that he had it when we weren't living together was not favorable.
Yeah, it was like stacks on the floor and stuff.
And someday we'll post a picture. It's so bad. And I felt bad about it. So it was our goal to have this. It was like both of our dreams. I was like, this is awesome. Like this needs to be up in a museum or something. Let's make our own museum. So that was kind of how it started. And then he's like, I think I want to get back into the YouTube community. And I was like, yeah, well, that would be great. You should. And I encouraged him to do it. And I don't remember how it even came about, but I think it was like not just me inviting myself, but him saying like, you want to like jump in a video with me? And then I think you'll see in our early videos, I don't say, Brian Goes Blue and Coco too, that kind of stuff later. But we kind of just like got the hang of it. And then it became a thing that we didn't feel like we had to do it. It was just like something we wanted to do.
It's interesting because it's like over time you just like find your lane and you find what you feel comfortable saying, and it's almost like you get like a rhythm or cadence just going back and forth. Like I was talking about the theater visit of 65 video, and like that just seemed like so natural because you've done it before and it's not like, so we're going to the movies.
Right. Other than me not being able to hold up the camera for too long because he's used to doing that.
How's your arm doing?
Right? A little sore.
Oh my gosh.
And also another big hurdle for their relationship at the beginning too is their whole first year was pretty much the pandemic. So if we could get through that, we can get through basically anything, I think.
It's true. So many people did the opposite. All of a sudden, some people are stuck in their house with their kids.
Yeah.
More people are stuck in the house with, the person they quote love, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't like you. I need to get far away from you.
They don't have that time apart.
They need that time apart. Oh man. Where did I leave off in the chat here? I was just highlighting a few things. Gus!
What's up, Gus?
What's up, Gus?
Cody says, I loved your Champions review. Definitely want to check out the movie.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
It was great.
Yeah, I was surprised. I really didn't have that much interest in seeing it, and then I started hearing people saying it's so nice, it's heartwarming, blah blah blah.
It wasn't in it
Okay.
long, but it was cool seeing Ernie Hudson back in something too.
Yeah. Yeah. Dell nails it right here. Brian's collection needed a lady's touch.
Sure. We've both rubbed off on each other in that way.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah. You should like take a picture or post a picture of how it was before and then just do like a 360 of the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Do you have the same shelves all around or
Oh,
different types of
yeah.
shelves?
Yeah, we have one that's different over here. We did have our DVDs on there, but we boxed those up because we have too many Blu-rays now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, we do have
They're
the
all the
same
same.
Atlantic shelves around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point it gets to. It's like, if I really need something, I'll go digging for it. But more than likely, I upgrade it to Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah.
Movie Hunter in the house. What up? What up?
Hey, Movie Hunter, haven't
Thanks
seen
for
him in a while.
joining us.
Yeah.
You're never late. There's always a replay, my friend. Always a replay.
Steelbook King. Right now.
So it's, and I know this is all in jest. This is for Brian, but like when you go on Pops and all those fellas, and they make like jokes and comments. What do they call you? Like Android or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Like
the robot.
the robot.
Android,
Yeah, the robotic
cyborg.
references.
That's what he said.
Cyborg.
That's,
yeah.
He just says that because I have like a lot of movie knowledge. Just in my head, I'll just pop it out of nowhere like that.
You know what? They want that movie knowledge.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. They appreciate that movie knowledge, but it's almost like a little brother thing. It's like, all right, go get Mikey, go bother Mikey kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he doesn't really look like it bothers him because I could tell you could give it right back to them when you want to.
We go back and forth. We banter all the time.
Yeah.
Those guys are fun. Those Saturday nights, sometimes I start like in my living room watching on the big screen, and then time to put the dogs up and go upstairs. So I'm watching on the phone or I'm listening, and I'm in bed and I'm like, damn, how long they going? They're still talking.
It's like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, it's like freaking 2 or 3 o'clock on the East Coast and they're still going. Coco, what are you doing while Brian's on these live streams with Pops and the rest of them till like 1, 2 in the morning?
I'm either diamond painting or coloring or playing video games or
there you go.
Hanging out with this little girl.
Hey, you need the full screen there.
This is Diva. She's our almost 16-year-old Maltese. She's our baby.
Oh, gorgeous.
Thank you.
And tired.
Oh yeah.
Always tired.
Oh man, she's beautiful.
Thank you.
We have 2 Yorkie mixes. You might have seen them in 1 or 2 videos. The older one is Yorkie Poo. His name is Lando, Star Wars.
Okay.
And then we rescued a little, we don't know what kind of Yorkie mix she is. We thought it was like Wiener Dog and whatnot, but her name is Ahsoka, and she's my little girl. Yeah. I'm her world. It's like I come and she jumps and spins in circles. I'm like, nobody's giving you treats and you're just doing tricks.
Right.
I love them. They definitely make a difference.
Oh yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. People saying hello. Gus Bus. Ooh. Did you guys wear the same color shirt on purpose, or are you guys that much of soulmates?
Well, I guess we're that much of soulmates because we didn't plan it.
We didn't plan it.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm sorry, comments. I'm gonna have to turn you off for a minute. I wasn't kidding. You guys are definitely one of my favorite couples out there. And I'm not alone. We've had at least 2, 3 people say it just here in the last half hour. Why do you think we don't see more couples like doing what you guys do, what Joe and Marie does, other couples? Why do you think we don't see more couples in the BluTuber physical media collecting communities?
I think possibly the other side of the couple might be a little more shy.
Yeah.
to do the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, I think it's either they're more shy or they don't really have as much of an interest in it.
Yeah.
Um,
Or they just don't collect with the other person.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we see in the in this community, it's primarily male. That do the collecting. That's totally fine. And we often hear that my wife isn't really into it, or she has her own interests, or like you said, she's just really shy or doesn't want to be on camera. So we do it because we both love it, and it's a way for us to kind of have an outlet together.
Yeah.
And all the friends that we've made, like
lot
they're
of
all
friends.
of our friends together. So it's like, it just doesn't even, like I said earlier, it doesn't even feel like we have to make videos. We just, we do it because we want to. And he always says it, if it starts to feel like a task, like we're going to halt, pump the brakes, because then it's not fun anyway. I mean, we've always said we could be, at a higher subscriber count or be going crazy with videos, but we really like to give ourselves and our family the time. Yeah.
Really, that's the
important
important thing. And I think as equally as important, I'd rather have like less subscribers that are true instead of somebody watches a video once and subs and never watches another video and just keeps the subscription, because I'm more about views and chat interactions.
Yes.
Same
and
here.
people leaving comments and following us on IG and stuff like that, because that's the true interaction. I'm not here for making money or getting counts. It's about the whole, and this just goes back to what you were saying before with the pandemic. This is really our saving grace as far as like having contact with other movie lovers out there in the last 3+ years, because I mean, when we couldn't go to the movies, even if we had movie friends, we couldn't go. There was nothing to see. We couldn't go anywhere. And we didn't have that connection. You could talk movies on the phone or, FaceTime your friend or whatever, but that's one-on-one. You don't have like 9 people on a screen at the same time unless you all Zoom together or something like that.
All the
So
comments
it's definitely,
and everything.
yeah,
I'm so
it's
glad this
definitely a difference.
blew up a whole lot, because even when I first met him, StreamYard, it wasn't even a thing. You were on Google Hangouts talking movies with your buddies.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize, and I have to shameless plug Brian for a minute, because he's so humble. He won't do it himself. But this man right here, he'll talk movies with anybody at any given time. And I feel like a lot of people, and you even said it, we're an underrated channel, kind of the underdogs, if you will, because we haven't pushed to go past a certain amount of subscribers. Slow and steady wins the race. But for him, I think a lot of people think that he maybe hasn't been around long, and I always like to stress that to people, like, oh my gosh, he's been around for such a long time. He's just a little more shy, but he'll talk to anybody. And I mean, you can see it in his live streams with the guys, or just with whoever. I mean, get along with anybody and spread that movie knowledge around, I guess, is pretty much what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm just trying to boost you up.
You're good.
I love you.
Before we had StreamYard, we had Google Hangouts, and that was integrated into YouTube. And then Google and YouTube had like a breakup or something somewhere in there, and they weren't going to have that anymore. So all my buddies and us, we used to live stream every weekend for like 6, 8, 10 hours at a time. Yeah. Not even the 4 or 5 hours is nothing compared to what I used to do.
This is like vacation now.
when I was single and had the whole weekend free, I would just do it forever. But we were all worried that we weren't going to have another platform to stream on YouTube with. No, StreamYard came along and helped save us a little bit.
Yeah, I remember bunch of music friends, same situation, and everything was Google Hangouts, talking new music, ranking stuff, pretty much all the things we do now, highlighting different artists, in our case, different movies or different directors, actors, whatever. And just to have that removed and taken away from us was kind of like bittersweet, because it's like, now what? And, for a while we tried to do the Zoom thing. I even had a podcast, and my co-host and I did it over Zoom and just took the audio from that to make the podcast, but it wasn't the same as being there in person. And but this is great, because it definitely is a viable solution and a great replacement. And we're talking, and the 35 people in here are just blowing up on the chat. So
And
I love
everybody
it.
knows everybody.
Yeah.
It's great.
Checking in, we got Tiana joining us. What's
Hey,
up,
Tiana.
lady?
Hey, Tiana.
What's up, Killa?
What's up, Mel?
What's up, Mel?
Joining her lost girl in the support. Jordo said he came in late, so maybe you guys touched on this already. Do you collect weekly or do you like to curate more?
Go ahead.
Daily.
I mean,
collect daily. There's stuff
What's
coming
up
in every
today?
day.
almost
What
every
can we
day.
pre-order?
I pre-order some stuff. I mean, I'm all about the deals. I like to get discounts, and I can wait for sales. I know when stuff is going to be able to be put on hold for sales, and the only thing I worry about sometimes is slipcovers, but most of the time I'll still get those too.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I think my favorite one, I'm the same way. My day one stuff is things like, I always say if I can't get it on day 31, I get it on day one.
Mm-hmm.
So like steel books or, imports, things like that. But today, Ken put up a video about Hamilton books. There you go. You can't say that on live. And they had Wild Things, the Arrow box set for $20.
Uh-huh.
I was paying 35 or 40 for it, like not even that long ago. So I was able to cop that. So if anyone doesn't have Wild Things, today is its actual 25th anniversary too. So if you don't have Wild Things and you want it, you can go and grab it on Hamilton Books. So
yeah, I already
here's a
actually
little
I skipped the
good
whole
one.
Hamilton book haul already from the Arrow sale like last week or so.
Mhm.
I got
Yeah.
that in.
They got good stuff going on right now.
Yeah, they do. They drop stuff like at the first week of the month, usually on Mondays, like around 9 or 10 o'clock. So that's when to look out for that stuff.
Yeah. So I think to answer your question, Jordo, it's either weekly or daily in some cases.
Yes.
Mika says she loves the content you guys put out.
Thanks, Mika.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Brent. He says those 5-hour plus live shows, Brian, are so fun and always enjoy seeing both of you doing movie reviews. I agree on both accounts.
Thank you, Brent.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like you were saying, Coco, I'll talk movies with anyone. I'm usually able to determine, like, are they like, the popular movies, the blockbusters or whatever. Can I talk classic movies with them? Can I talk foreign movies with them?
Right.
So, I just try to be as well-rounded as I can and meet you where you are and let's just talk about it. We got James joining us. Good evening, sir. Hope you had a good day. Let's see. Anyone else? Sean says, gotta love Hamilton books. Groove, such sites. Yep, they are good. Steven, I don't really care about slips. It's all about the movie for me. Send all these slips this way. I care about them. Cody with the hashtag. Just about all of us in this community will talk movies with anyone. Most of us respect each other's opinions and can take a joke when we're giving each other a hard time. That makes it fun. Yeah. Very true. Very true. James loves your theater reactions. I think that's...
Thank you, James.
I think that's all around. People say nothing but positive things. Very true, Mel. Very, very true. I caught myself today. Like, the first time you were talking about your arm and you just put on like this little smile. I'm like, why am I smiling? I just did like that. I'm like, why am I smiling? She makes me smile.
Thank you.
Oh man. Couple more questions. Well, no, even better. Have you seen any of the conversations I've had with other couples?
We watched
Fans or something.
We've caught I think maybe one or two, but like maybe in the beginning or the middle, not in full.
Okay, so that TikTok thing with the couples where they point to each other or point to themselves.
Yeah.
you're about to do that.
Fun.
So for those unfamiliar, what we're going to do is we're going to have Brian and Coco close their eyes, and I'm going to go through a bunch of things, a bunch of questions. If they think it pertains more to themselves, they will point to themselves. If they think it pertains more to the other person, they will point at the other person. So,
Okay.
you ready? Close your
Yeah.
eyes.
Okay.
Here we go. Who's the funny one? Who's more romantic? Who's the more patient? Who's the better cook? Who said I love you first? Who's grumpier in the morning?
Um,
Who would be the good cop?
um,
Who suggests watching a movie more? Who's the better live stream guest?
uh,
Who watches my channel more? Okay, open your eyes. Good job, good job. You did well, you did well.
We're
Now you
done?
can go back and watch a replay and you can see how you did.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Shout out to Tin Talks Talkies. Let me get you off the big screen here. And if you haven't done it yet, Tim is doing a ranking of the top movies of the 1990s. So get him your list by any way possible. He has a video up. Just search for Tim Talks Talkies on YouTube. And with that in mind, Adrian asks, have you done your top 25 movies of the 90s yet?
We have not.
no, we have not.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Are you going to do just a list, or are you going to do a video to go with it?
At least a list.
You're at least going to do a list.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot going up at the end of the month. So
Yeah. It happens. Love when real life gets in the way. All right. You ready for the 5 takes?
yeah.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll just bounce back and forth with answering the questions. So we start as we always do with number 1. Coco, name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
Alrighty. So I can't be sure at what age,
Mm-hmm.
but it would have to be The Wizard of Oz.
There you go.
I got it on VHS. Yeah, this movie, I mean, I don't know what I can really say that hasn't been said about it. I just know seeing it for the first time as a child, falling in love with the color and the sound. I grew up in a musical family, and as you know now, I'm a musician. So that love, I think, started with this. Like, my eyes were always glued to the TV. I fell in love with the characters. I still can't watch this and not cry. Every single time I could quote the movie, you know, we all probably could. But it gets me every time. And it's just one that I've never fallen out of love with. It's gotten stronger through the, ages of my life. And it's just one that I hold very near and dear.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brian?
Mine's gonna be Temple of Doom,
Nice.
and this is the OG VHS from my uncle, and he's the one that showed me a lot of movies when I was young. So I thank him a lot for my movie loving. And just this one, I just love this movie always from my youth and everything about it. Like, whenever it's funny, whenever I would want it on as a kid, I would call it rocking chair, and that was just in reference to the minecart scenes.
Yeah.
And, so whenever my mom heard me saying rocking chair, she would know to put this on for me. And with the PG and the heart ripping out scenes and eating monkey brains and stuff like that, I probably shouldn't have watched this as a kid, but it's always fun. What made me love the movies.
Yeah.
That's funny. My son, when he was younger, would love the kung fu sequence from The Matrix.
Yeah.
So he would go to my wife and say, "Do you want to watch kung fu?" And then she would call and say, "How do I put this on?" I'm like, chapter stops. Go to the chapter stops that looks like they're in the dojo and take it from there. But turn it off right afterwards because he's only 4. All right. We will bounce back and forth with number 2 as well. So starting with Coco, number 2, name 5 of your favorite films. Give
Okay.
us number 1.
So in no particular order, obviously, I have Harry Potter as a whole. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I have a huge collection of media and all things Harry Potter. My favorite one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Me too.
Yay! That's awesome.
It's the best made film of them, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Best director. I would say best transition between the previous and the next movie as well.
Yes, I agree.
Honestly, that's the one I go back to at least once a year.
Me
Whereas
too.
the other ones, I have to like marathon them to go back and watch them.
Right. It's definitely a comfort one.
Yep. How about you, Bri?
For number 1, I'm going to go with my favorite film, The Breakfast Club.
Yes. John Hughes.
Own this on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray like 3 times. Yeah, I'll get the 4K when it comes out.
Yeah, that's like the only one that you have like every version of, or you buy multiple.
This is the best version though. This has like a whole hour long of deleted scenes that you've never seen before this Criterion release. So this is the one to get, man. And it looks
For
great.
real.
Yeah,
that is the best one.
Always love the
for sure. Good one.
All right.
What's number 2, Coco?
My next one is actually a KD Video exclusive version that Brian got me, and that is The Treat. With
Sam in the house.
I have it upside down. Sorry, with the orange. It's funny actually. This is kind of strange. I didn't fall in love with this movie until I went through the haunted house at Universal Studios Orlando. I went through that house and smelled the smells and saw the sights and thought, I found out it was a movie, of course. I'm like, how have I never seen this movie? So going through the house multiple times on a frequent fear pass and then checking this out after it's bizarre, but it made me fall in love with the movie. So now can't get away from it.
Yeah. And shout out to Katie from KD Video. I would love to have a conversation with her. I have to admit, I never seen that that movie until this past October when they finally had their first theatrical release.
Oh yeah.
And I was so happy to not only finally see it, because a couple of times I went to get the shot release and all that, but I said, if I have a chance to see this in the theater, I want to see it in the theater first. But yeah, now I'm waiting, hoping that they release it on 4K. If not, I'll just cop the shout. But
what a way to see it for the first time for you.
I know.
It
was
awesome.
so good. It was so good.
Great.
I like anthology movies anyway, especially horror ones. So
yeah,
that was good.
Yeah,
Brian.
All right. Maybe it's a little controversial these days, but this is like winner of 5 Academy Awards in 1999, and this is American Beauty. One of my favorite movies of all time. I could just pop this in at any time, and I just love this movie. It just, I don't know, just puts me in that kind of mode, like where I just don't have to think about anything else, but just focusing on this movie and this guy's life, Lester Burnham. I love Kevin Spacey in this movie, even though he's what he does in real life is questionable. But yeah, I love all the actors' performances in this, and I just think it's an awesome movie.
I agree.
All right, my next one, another VHS. Can't remember when I first saw this one, but I was very young because it goes along with my favorite musical artist as well, and that is The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston.
Shout out to Whitney.
My mom used to play me the tape, like an actual old tape, and I heard "I Will Always Love You" for the first time, and I've never been the same. That's my go-to karaoke song. Fun fact. Not many people say that, and actually, a lot of people I think would probably sing it, but
she can belt it out.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it if I couldn't do it justice for her, because I mean, there's nobody. She's the voice. But as far as the movie goes, I feel like it's such a beautiful portrayal of her life, even though it's not supposed to be her life, and the love story, of course, is just classic. So had to go with that one.
Nice. I like that.
You're just going back and forth now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
keep it going.
All right, Reanimator's my next one.
Ooh,
Got
good
to
one.
pick some sort of gory movie in here, right? But yeah, love this. Love Jeffrey Combs as Herbert West in here, and Barbara Crampton's great. And I don't know, just the story of bringing the dead back to life is always made me. I always love those kind of portrayals in movies whenever they bring them dead back to life. Like zombies used to be my favorite subgenre of horror. It kind of grew out of that now as I got older, but I still love this movie. It's just a great one, and the whole H.P. Lovecraft adaptation and Stuart Gordon directing, can't go wrong with this one.
Yeah, so good. All right, my number 2 is this is the complete anthology. Well, holding out for the 4K. But that is The Exorcist.
It's coming.
Yes. So
It's coming.
I've lost count of how many times I've cosplayed Reagan. I've had an obsession with her ever since I was a little kid. Kind of weird. My brother and I have an older brother and sister who used to tease me, and there's a significant age gap between them and myself. But one night mom and dad went out, they turned the lights off, sat me down, and made me watch The Exorcist at way too young of an age. And I was traumatized, and now I'm obsessed. So I dressed up for her for Halloween. There's this intriguing like infatuation with her, and now being in the like a horror community specifically, and seeing how many people have love for this, and how everyone talks about how it's the movie that terrifies them, is just like, it sounds weird, but it warms my heart. Like, I know I'm not the only weird freak out there that loves possession movies.
But
That's my favorite subgenre of horror.
It still terrifies you, though.
Oh, it still does. We have a magnet on our fridge of Reagan, and I have it covered with another magnet because I can't look at it every day.
And she picked the magnet out.
I did.
Buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally get it. As soon as you brought it up, I was like, ooh, how many times did we watch that? Like in my residence hall when I was in college, and it was there's always that one person who's never seen it, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna scare the crap out of you. You're gonna sit down. We're gonna make you watch this movie.
Yes.
Except you did it at the age of 8.
Right. Yes. Oh boy.
That's awesome.
Gotta love the 90s.
Yep. Go ahead, Brian.
My next one is one that I've loved ever since I was a kid. This one never gets talked about because it doesn't have anything but a VHS, and that's Josh and Sam. It's about these two little boys that they kind of steal a car, and they actually beat the crap out of Chris Penn of all people in the movie, and they steal his car because they think that he's about to kill him, whatever. But then they take a trip to Canada for other reasons in the movie. There's a whole bunch of different plots going on in this movie, but it was just cool because, you know, when you're a kid, you think that's a really cool thing to do, is take somebody's car and just be able to go on your own without the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always one that me and my sister loved watching when I grew up, and for some reason it never got a Blu-ray or a DVD, but I heard there's a new HD scan of it, so I'm looking forward to it coming out on physical sometime.
Yeah,
you showed that one too.
I think I have not seen that since probably when that thing you have in your hand first came out.
Wow.
Because as soon as you know how nostalgia hits you sometimes, it's like your mind like shadows the cobwebs a little bit, and like you've seen this, you just don't remember. It's like, oh, I don't remember that.
There's a real small cameo from Jake Gyllenhaal in that movie too.
Yeah, he was young.
He was really
young. Yeah. All right. One more for each of you. Go for it.
Nobody's going to be surprised at this because I've already shown it for a different category, but we've got The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
One thing I didn't say about this, and one thing about me, is I might say too much sometimes, but I really like to just pour my heart out there and share things about myself, because I feel like if one person sees it and can relate in some way, then I've done something right. This movie is especially important to me now at this age. I'm 34. I lost my mom when I was 30. And this movie, she showed to me when I was a child. And we had such a special bond over it. Now that she's no longer with me, when I visit this, or even if I think about it or walk past my collection shelf and look at it, I just smile, because it's not just this movie for me. It goes so much deeper than that, to the the plays that we saw on stage, or listening to the score in the car, or going on like a silly train ride with cheesy Wizard of Oz characters. There's just so much behind it that's special to me because of my mom. So this one, it'll always be my favorite.
Yeah. Condolences from me. And also, you have the one version that I don't have yet. that is probably the one with her and the poppies. That is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen on a steelbook. So beautiful.
I actually bought that before him and I actually met for the first time. We were just kind of chatting over the phone, and I told him it was my favorite movie, and he said, "Oh, there's a new release out," and he sent me the photo of it. I went to Best Buy. I pre-ordered it, put the order in, went and bought it. I had the last copy the next day.
She had to drive she drove to Brandon to get this copy because it was the last copy. It wasn't even in Tampa.
Yep. and you didn't buy it, so now like it's our copy together. So it worked out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then my last one is one I could just throw on at any time. I love this movie. It's just ridiculous fun. Amounts of fun. Detroit Rock City.
Yes.
You don't even have to like Kiss to like this movie. It's just great. All four of the main characters are just awesome. They click so well together. And Lynn Shay is great as the mom character in here.
Yes.
The whole movie is just great. It's a blast from start to finish, and I love the way it's directed. And I don't know why this Blu-ray is out of print. Somebody else needs to re-release this sucker. So
yeah, for real. I could see that getting kind of like a Shout or a Kino release.
Yeah.
I could see them doing it right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I normally continue with the questions, but you have to imagine we got a ton of comments.
Right.
So I've just been starring them as I go by, every little conversations in between. But let's see, where should we start? Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, wow, Wizard of Oz on VHS. Yep.
That's not the only one, too.
Wizard of Oz scared the crap out of me as kids. I think we could all say that.
Oh, yeah.
I think we could all say that. Who doesn't love the Wizard of Oz? You'd be surprised. There's some people that think it's like overrated or something. I don't know why. 1939. Just a technical wonder it was. I have an uncle that got me into the majority of my movie love too. That's awesome. Yeah. Kwan. Short round.
Yes. Oh gosh.
I was tearing up.
Last Monday I said, look at that. Laurie Strode in Short Round won Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah, Breakfast Club classic. Got to get that Criterion. That Criterion is a boss. It really is. It's great. Talking about great, Trick or Treat is great. One of our favorite anthologies. Hell yeah, the house was amazing at Universal.
Oh yeah, Benicio knows.
Yeah, he's out there. Still love American Beauty as well. Yeah, it's amazing. American Beauty is so good. Bodyguard is great. A lot of people co-signing.
Yeah.
Yes, Coco to the Bodyguard, one of the best soundtracks. Yeah, Whitney is our favorite. She is the voice. It's amazing if you think back to then how that soundtrack was #1 for all those weeks.
Right.
And that, and then years later, Titanic, same thing, just off the basis of one song. I mean, Whitney had other songs that they released on that album, but like Titanic was just that Celine Dion one. But yeah. Have you ever heard the original version of I Will Always Love You? The Dolly Parton one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just different. Whitney brought a difference to it for sure.
Yes.
Bodyguard, one of my faves. Yes. Reanimator. Cat's dead. Details later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I recommend Reanimator. Interestingly, it was referenced in American Beauty. That's right. Good
it was.
tie-in,
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Nice tie-in there.
Yep.
Great list of flicks from both of y'all. That orange Trick or Treat VHS is sick. It definitely is. Katie Video, KADIVIDEO. Yeah, that's Exorcist. I want to see, and this is for both of you, of course. I really want to see what Warner Brothers is going to do as far as the release and the cover art and all that, because I think they have an exciting opportunity. If the rumors are true and they're going to bring out like a 4K, besides the one they're going to put on the UK box set, that's already confirmed. But if they do like the original green and black for like the 4K, and then
Right.
do the red for the steelbook, like that Blu-ray that went out of print. That
Yeah.
would be sick. I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
I'm sure we'll get all the versions.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
they're gonna make their money for sure.
Yeah.
Some of the later ones were meh, but overall awesome franchise. I like the Heretic. 3, we don't talk about 3, but yeah, I would say so. I'm with you, Mizzy. Can't wait for that 4K. Yeah, I think it still scares us all. Possession. Let's talk about possession movies. One of my favorite subgenres.
Yes.
Never heard of Josh and Sam with the ducks. I'm very interested in now. Is it only on DVD? I don't
It's
think
only on
there's.
VHS.
Oh wow!
It's
So it
on.
never even made a DVD.
I think it's on Amazon to stream, but it looks like a VHS quality of it. It doesn't look that great.
Yeah, I
But
watched Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It today, and it was
yeah,
on Netflix. So you're thinking, all right, high def, whatever. It looked like it was straight off of a VCR tape,
yeah.
and people are paying for that.
Yeah.
Cody was making a movie though.
Have you seen Possession with Sam Neill? Yeah, Mondo had a really nice release of that. I
We
remember.
haven't seen that one, but we got it on Umbrella
Was that the
recently.
one that John told us
Yeah.
about? That one?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we got the Umbrella
With the
release.
cover that looks like Medusa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good. It's good. I would say this: watch it, and then when you go to rewatch it, watch it with the commentary from the director because he's a
Oh.
nut job, and he basically tells you like this movie is really about him divorcing his crazy ex-wife, and then you start to see the tie-ins on the way he wrote the movie and everything. So it's sick. I love it. Michael says, watch a double feature of Wizard of Oz and The Exorcist. That'll make your night.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about your loss, Coco. Beautiful story, and love that a movie can do that for you. For real. What's up, Jerry? Jerry in the house. Movies can definitely be more than just movies, and I love that. You and I both, my friend.
Sure.
And yes, the love for Detroit Rock City.
Oh yeah.
Even the intro to that movie is just fun. I mean, it really like pulls you in and gets you ready for all the jokes and
When she
everything.
pulls out the wrong record and plays it, thinks she's playing the Carpenters, but she plays Kiss.
Good one, Walter. Good one. I think about Detroit Rock City every time I go to a concert. It's true.
Mhm.
And I used to love Kiss when I was a kid. I don't know what it was. You know, we had Kiss meets the, what was it, the Phantom or whatever it was.
Park, yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean, Coco. My number one favorite of my top 25 has the same effect on me when I watch it. I'm 11 again, and best of all, my mother's still alive. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Yeah, Dolly Parton version. Breakfast Club, one of those I didn't understand when I was a kid, saw it as an adult, loved this movie. I don't know if Kayla is still in the chat, but I did that with her. She was like 15 or 16, and she was home from school one day sick, and I was like, "You want to watch a rated R movie?" And she's like, "Sure." And I threw in the Breakfast Club, and I'm like, "You're a teenager now. You will get this movie." So I think if you watch it, like if you're 12 or 13, you don't get it. But by the time you're 15,
Right.
16, 17, you've been through that teen angst and you get that movie. And if you're lucky, it stays with you because even as you become an adult, you could still identify with that and the
Yeah.
characters, like you said, Brian, for sure. Remake of Exorcist this October.
Yes.
I don't know how you guys feel about that one.
A little indifferent. I've said
Yeah.
it before to people, like I'm really excited about it just because it is The Exorcist. Like I'll take whatever, but I am a little nervous about it.
Yeah.
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 I'm open to it, and until it gets bad, whatever.
Right.
You know?
We just take it
I
at
mean,
face value. That's kind of what we do with everything.
Yeah, we kind of just
despite-
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
become a
we'll see
one-timer if you don't like it.
whatever. If it sucks, it
Yeah.
sucks. And,
Right. Spike's movies needs more love from physical. Very true. Many of
I
them are
agree.
only on DVD. She's Gotta Have It, only DVD. Girl 6.
Girl 6, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Four Little Girls is on Blu-ray, but there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
He says to Coco, but to both of you, are you excited for the Pope's Exorcist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool. The
I'm
trailer
really
looks
excited
good.
for that.
It comes out middle of April too.
More lines. I've seen horror movies that start you're making me want to watch that movie now with
I know,
with the
right?
quotes. Let's get back into the five takes. Everybody's favorite question. We'll start with Coco. Number 3. Name a classic movie that everybody loves, but you can't stand.
This was really hard for both of us because we like everything. Well, I guess not everything.
To some degree.
No.
All right. So this is tough because I watched most of these like in high school and I feel like I remembered enjoying them.
Mhm.
But now I haven't revisited them in such a long time and I'm probably gonna piss some people off, but
That's what the question is
it's gonna
for.
be Saw. It's gonna be Saw.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about torture kind of stuff and needles and
Mhm.
knives and all that. But then that being said, I love a good gore movie. It's weird. I don't know. It's strange, but
Torture for the sake of torture.
yeah, I just haven't
Yeah.
I haven't revisited these, in such a long time, and it was the first thing that popped in my head when I thought, what does everyone actually love? That I'm kind of like, I'd rather watch something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could
So,
only watch the first one. I can't watch any of the sequels. I
oh
still
really?
haven't seen Spiral.
Okay.
But with that in mind, what did you think about Terrifier? Too much?
See, that's why I'm saying it's so strange. I loved it.
So do I.
Absolutely loved it. I don't know if it helped that we go to the cons and we
Mhm.
have videos of that. We heard Damien Leone talking about it and David Howard Thornton and all of the actors in the film, like before Terrifier 2 even came out. And of course, we both loved that one more than the first. But
Yeah.
Same.
there are scenes in that that really like have stuck with me. You know, the scenes you can't unsee.
The bedroom.
Yeah, the bedroom. There's one specific part of that like it kind of haunts my brain, but I
You
don't
and I
know. At the
both.
same time, I still love it.
It was so
So,
good. Despite that, it was so good. How about
yeah.
you, Brian?
I couldn't. This is really hard for me.
Mhm.
I was thinking of like the early 2000s and stuff, and a lot of those like foreign films are popping out a little bit. And that movie Amelie, everybody loved that, and I just couldn't get into it. Just, I don't know, just stuff like that, and like a lot of foreign cinema. I just can't get into some of it.
Yeah.
So that one in particular, I probably would say was my pick. But I also don't like any Studio Ghibli movies really.
Oh, okay.
Can't get into those.
Yeah, animation, like certain styles of animation, not for everybody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I could see that.
Animes I'm not into.
Hmm. Yeah, it took me a long time to get into it. Besides, like the early stuff from when I was a kid, like Gotcha Man, Battle of the Planets. They were all just Star Wars ripoffs put to
Right.
cartoon. But yeah, you're not alone in that. I've heard people say that before, for sure. Let's flip that and go to number 4. Name a critically hated movie that you love.
All right, so this doesn't go for everyone, but we've definitely heard our fair share of people that hate this movie. I've only seen it once, but the one time that I did see it, I absolutely loved it, and that is Midsommar.
I'm with you. A24 in the house.
Yes. It definitely made me uncomfortable and like I had the WTF moments, I'm sure, just like everybody else. But thinking back on it, the heavy grief that we see in it, especially when it's relatable, I feel like that's a whole different like beast with this movie. If you watch it and you feel that and you can relate to that, I think that's what made me kind of like, oh, okay, I can see it in that different light. But yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. And daytime horror is always big with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you've seen the most recent Scream movie, like things that happen while it's not like the added element of darkness and mystery and all
Right.
that. But when somebody just like straight shanks a fool in broad daylight.
Yeah. It's impressive when it can do that and still affect you and how, I love that.
Yeah, me too. How about you, Brian?
This one was definitely critically hated in the maybe the early 90s, late 80s. I don't know. But that's Howard the Duck. I love this movie. Always loved it. I always loved it since I was a kid. I could throw this on any time too, and it's just funny as hell to me. Leah Thompson's great in this movie. Jeffrey Jones, underrated performance there whenever he goes nuts, and Tim Robbins too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one I've always loved. Everybody seems like, you got some love nowadays for it, but a lot of people hate this movie still.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it is very uncommon in a very strange way, especially when you tell people, well, it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they're like,
Right.
how? How? But yeah, it is. It actually is. Oh man, let's check in with some of these comments. Just leaving off on the last one. Walter says, all right, everybody, go watch Detroit Rock City tonight. Saw one of the best movies ever made. I agree. Especially what James Wan did to introduce that movie and just that whole subgenre of horror. I don't think even horror fans, they weren't ready for something like that. Much more, general population of moviegoers. That I think that's what makes it a classic.
Yeah.
No one was really ready for that. Crazy theater experience when it first came out. Yep, I remember that. Original Saw was great. The rest for me, not so much. I really like Saw 6. It deals with the healthcare industry and was surprisingly good. Most people gave up on the franchise before that. Yeah, it got a little redundant for a while, so yeah, I could see that. Mega Mike the Movie Man in the house says to him, Saw 1 through 4, all good. Jerry gives us a preview of Saw 17, Invade Space. Walter agrees with your take, Coco, on Midsommar. I didn't care for it. I like the idea of daytime horror, but I just couldn't get into it. But she liked it. She has an exclusive A24 copy of it. She liked it.
Yeah.
Ninja Scroll, if you don't like anime, watch the first 10 minutes of this one. It's a good suggestion.
I've seen that one.
I'm so selective. Like certain ones I really like. So like Cowboy Bebop, I really like that. More recently, Death Note, because it's just well written. Forget about the way it looks. I could close my eyes and put on the dub, which I never do, and listen to it, and it's a great story. So, yeah. Ooh, good question. I'll just put this to Coco. Do you like Midsommar more than Hereditary?
Ooh. So here's the interesting thing. Hereditary is on the top of my watch list, and we've had so many other things to watch. Listen, don't tell anybody, but my only watch of Hereditary was a not so great version, if you know what I mean. So it was really hard to see. It was really hard to understand. I knew that I liked it, but I just didn't know what the heck was going on because I couldn't see anything. So I definitely need a rewatch because I know I'll love it. And I'm just from that alone, just seeing what I saw, I would say I like Hereditary more than Midsommar, but
yeah.
I like Midsommar more than Hereditary.
You do?
But I've seen both.
Yeah.
Talking about movies that stay with you. Ooh,
yeah.
That one definitely stayed with me. You brought up Midsommar. Wes came with the
I know.
Pugh.
He was the one I was thinking of the most.
Yeah. He could move on. I don't get the hate. Ken loves Pugh. He said it 1,000 times. Yeah, right. Howard the Duck is amazing. What did you think of the bedroom scene in that?
Oh yeah, the little ducky condom. Yeah.
More love. We love Howard the Duck. Love me some Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Leah Thompson was crushable in the 90s and 80s. Back to the Future days. Yep. Yeah. Right there with you, Brian. See, all these people love Howard the Duck. It's only the critics that hate it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Needs a comeback. Yeah, got a little one in Guardians, but
yeah, a little
that's
bit
about it. One of those so bad it's awesome movies. That's how I see it. So bad it's good. Cowboy Bebop's amazing, or great, I should say. Gotta check that out. Yeah. Definitely check
For
that
sure.
out. Let me know what you think because I'm definitely interested.
I sure will.
Yeah, it is a masterpiece. I just don't want it in my house. Ah, yeah, no one laughs at the mass of quack foo. Fun times, fun times. It's my childhood right there. All right. First of all, before we get to the last question, I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Did you enjoy it so far?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Good?
love it.
Yeah.
This was
Great
great.
time.
Awesome. Awesome. So with that in mind, we land the plane with question number 5. Who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
All right, let's think about this. Long and hard. Well, no, short and quick. Who do you think?
We got to pick one each.
Oh, one each?
Yeah.
Oh, you could do it
Oh,
together. You're a couple. You could do it together. Unless it sounds like Brian might have one.
Well, I had one before, but I don't know if she had one.
I didn't have one.
Okay.
Well, say yours, Brian.
Well, let's say Anthony's Horror and More. He's one of our
Yeah,
one of the guys
I
that we.
haven't seen him in a while.
He's on the streams with me and Pop sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's got a great NECA and Toonie Terror collection. But he also collects movies as well, and he's just an overall underrated channel.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He's a great live stream guest. I'll give him that for sure.
I agree with
Did
that.
did you think, oh, that's her answer too. She's going with you. She says, I agree.
You haven't had Miss Jess on, have you?
I have not. I was thinking about that when I was watching the Scream
Yes.
live stream, and I was like, okay, I've had all these ladies on. Mel, of course, she's the only one who's been on more than once on this channel, because we did her conversation, and then we did one on Final Girls, and that's how I got to watch Ready or Not, Samara Weaving. Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
Great movie. I love that movie. So yeah, I would love to talk
I
to
would
Miss
say
Jess
Miss
and
Jess
see what's
for
up.
sure.
Okay.
That'd be a good
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Mika immediately agrees.
Yes.
Got to get Jess on here. You
Yes.
ladies make it happen. Make it happen. I would love to have a
Okay.
conversation with her for sure. For sure. But in the meantime, I would like to thank you both for coming on. Thank you for your time.
Thank
I
you for
really
having us
appreciate
on here.
it.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Oh
definitely.
yeah, I
Long
had to.
overdue.
Like I've said multiple times, and others concur. You guys are great. We love you. We love your content. We love you on live streams. Brian, I love you getting your little jabs in on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You got to hold your own with those guys. You
Gotta
can't
do
be
it.
weak.
Yes.
So I definitely enjoy having this conversation with you. Everyone in the chat, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your questions and your input. This was awesome. Thank you,
Yeah, thanks so much.
Benicio. Thank you, Cody. Walter, thank you. Jodo, you're coming up soon. Gonna have my man Jay Rick up in here. That should be fun. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Juan, thanks for checking in. And thank you for saying great stream. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Mizzy, you're another one. April is your month. We're going to do this, make
Nice.
it happen.
Yay.
Thank you. So, yeah, for now, we're going to sign off. But I want to thank everyone once again. And as I like to